Well, good evening, everybody. It's Yankee here. It's 1945, Monday the 4th of August. Well, my life hadn't much been worth living lately. It's coming at me from all angles, and sometimes it just, well, you have good days, don't you? And you have bad days. And sometimes the bad days just go on, and then something else happens, and then something else happens, and then you think, well, I'm not going to go and talk if I'm not in a good mood, because it's I you don't listen to me to for me to depress you or anything. But I told you about them building next door. Well, they're building a 17-story apartment block for students. It sounds great. I'm glad. We got a lot of students in Cardiff because of the university, and I'm very happy for them. They're building all the time for students. It's good for the economy, of course, but the building that was there before was only 4 stories tall, so they're pulling it down and then building it back up. Now, that's not going to be a weekend and a week's job. It's not. I know this, and it's getting me down in a big way, because if I put my hand out of my toilet window, I can actually I can feel the brick of the building next door. Oh no, not that far. I can touch the fence, but if I had a sweeping brush handle, I could touch the building they're desecrating. It's noisy. I thought the generator was bad. I was moaning and groaning about the generator, but it's a bit worse now. There's scaffolding going up, going down, bricks being thrown down a big hopper, and it's within 5 yards of my door, which is always open because of the cat, and I got to put up with it. But I really got to. It's tormenting on your brain, and my ears are just ringing now, and they've been gone. They work from 7 a.m. until around about 4 p.m. And then they say it's Saturday off and Sunday off, but it's not. They have some deliveries on the weekend. It's constant during the day, and it's nightmare. So I'm thinking, I keep looking at places. I think I've got to get away from here. I've got to go somewhere where I can take the cat. And it's been a kind of an obsession with me now, that I just want to get away from here. It's not a nice place to be at the moment. Anyway, let's go back to, everyone's talking about these pictures. I mean, this. Now, if you look at the lighting on these pictures, if you go to tmzz.com, they're on there. Just tap in Meghan Markle. I believe that these are all photoshopped. They're not even photoshopped. When you work with a green screen behind you, and then afterwards you can put whatever background you want onto that screen, so that it looks like you're, I don't know, up a mountain or whatever. You can give yourself the background that you want. This is what this is. This is a background of the beach at Santa Claus, or whatever they call it. These people, and you see this sand? Look at this sand now. Notice how it goes up and down? Sand doesn't do that. You don't drop 6 inches behind the sand. Look at Harry's backside there. You can see then, if you look, that's all Photoshop, because if you're sitting down in a sand dune, you don't look like that from behind. That's not natural, and it's definitely not real. Wait there now. What else we got? Look at this, where I've circled that. There's the head and shoulders of a little girl, maybe. Where's the rest of her body? This has been, what they've done is they've got, let me see if I can show you. What they've done is they've used a background with the green screen business, but they've put, this is fake. That part is all fake. That's why it doesn't look right. Look at where they've tried to make it look like they're knee deep in sand. It's not. The lighting is wrong. I think maybe that thing there was stuck in as well. It's obviously fake. There we go. Go there. Right. You see now, there's supposed to be the wave earlier on with the, see that, no, there's a good example. You see this is supposed to be seaweed down here, there. If you look at that, that's supposed to be seaweed on a sand dune, yeah? Now, that means that the seaweed is going kind of uphill. Look at it there. It doesn't add up. It just doesn't add up. These are all fake. And look at the lighting. Look, follow the jog lead. You see, when you do Photoshop, you've got to look at the number of fingers and all. It's very itty bitty. You've got to work with a pen, you know, something accurate, and you've got to draw around people and then place them on the other picture. So if you accidentally don't go around the fingers right, you can see somebody with 3 fingers and people don't notice. The people doing it don't notice. But if you look at this dog's lead, it comes down here, and then supposedly someone's standing on the lead. Well, it's not right. Their foot isn't in the right place. Megan is supposed to be lower down. The optics are all wrong. That's what I'm saying. And the seaweed is now flat. You see this chump here with the seaweed? It's not natural. It isn't natural at all. This has been done to cover up the fact that all the people are on different levels. See, they're all on different levels, like Megan, or that woman with the white shirt on. She's a bit higher than the one next to her. The dog is half buried in the sand. It's all wrong. Where's the seaweed now? It's just not right. They play games. Megan, I think, has got a borderline personality disorder. She cannot stop lying. And people are saying things like, oh, she's always in the news and she's got herself. I wouldn't want to be famous for what she's famous for. I really wouldn't, and that's lying, as you know. I mean, who wears a white shirt? Look at those disgusting shorts she's wearing. She really thinks that she got a decent pair of legs. Oh, I don't think so. I think that's supposed to be little Archie in front. There's the dog again. Look at that now. This little girl, in front of Megan. She's leaning back with her tummy out. Who's holding her up? Why is her face all scrunched up, or disappeared? Why is the dog kind of hanging onto her elbow by his paw? If you take a look at those two people together, it's just not right. Now, look at this. I'll show you this. Let me just get a little bit of a... Right, here we go. There's Harry with his shorts disappearing into the fake background. There's his one hand there, right? There's his other hand there. Whose hand is holding that little girl there? Whose hand? It doesn't look right, does it? Well, this is what happens when you're photoshopping people into things. What's this here? You know, what is it? Supposed to be a shopping bag? All the distances are all wrong. Whose hand is that there? That's Harry's hand. That's Harry's other hand on both his hips. And here we got the seaweed again coming up on the... it's absolutely shocking. And shame on TMZ and shame on... Well, Megan, nothing is... Don't put it past her now, do you? If you look at that picture... There's so many faults. And if you look at the colour of the background of the mountain, I know that they have some sort of mist that goes up, but I still think that they are using a fake background. The beach doesn't look like a beach. Here we go again, look. It's just all wrong. Oof. And have you noticed how the lighting is different? The optics are different, the distances are different. Sometimes they're dark and other times they're really light. It's just all wrong. Where's our surfboard come from? No, you've got to look at it in detail and you'll see. Oh, no, I tried to put my... This is all that's going wrong with me at the moment. Try to put my Asda order in and the web page blocked me. I don't know why. And I managed to get an order in, but it took me the best part of a day yesterday. Anyway, I had to have a delivery in the evening. I usually have a delivery as early in the morning as they come out, 6 till 7. And the reason for that is I practically live in my pyjamas. Well, at 7 o'clock in the morning, they don't look at me like, I'm a lazy cow, and they just accept it. But if you have someone in the evening or the afternoon, they obviously will judge me, and I don't like that. So anyway, the order came, was it last night? No, night before. And I was so grateful. Now I'm quite good at being suspicious of people. I didn't know this driver, and he came with all my stuff. Well, not that much. I don't order, about 2 carrier bags full. And he said, "Oh, there's your cigarettes," and he gave them me in a plastic bag. Now, Asda have got a strict rule now. They're not allowed to give carrier bags away for nothing. You can buy them online at 15 pence each. I don't know if they bring your shopping in them, but I don't do that. I have carrier bags by the door. I have never once been given my groceries in bags or my cigarettes in bags. They just bring a big, like a tray, like a bread that they deliver bread in. And they fill that full of groceries. They stack one on top of the other if it's two, and they just carry them and they dump them on my front door because I won't let them in because of obvious reasons. So anyway, he said, "There's your cigarettes," and he gave them me in a bag. Now I order 2 half cartons, which are already packed in 5s. So they're a wrap of 5 and another wrap of 5. And then I order another brand and I order 10 of those. So there's 10 of the Richmond and 10 of the Barclays. But I know that with the Richmonds, they can't steal one of them because I only have 2. Anyway, he gave them me in a bag, and straight away I thought, why did he do that? Why did he put my cigarettes in a bag for me? Nobody else. I mean, I've been ordering from Asda now because I checked it 5 years, and I've never had them in a bag. So, of course, I didn't. Normally, I count them out of the green tray that they carry them in. I count them into my carrier bag, but I didn't because he'd already bagged them, which is I fell into it. I put them on the side. And then after he'd gone, it was later on in the night, I needed a new packet of cigarettes. So I go in and I counted them, and I knew I had to because something was wrong. I felt a bad vibe of it. Sure enough, he didn't just steal 1 packet. He stole 2 packets of the loose cigarettes, the 10 packets of 20. I counted and I counted. Oh, I was bloody furious. I've always been, well, initially I was nervous about ordering cigarettes online to have them delivered because I thought, well, the packer in the supermarket, she might steal one, because cigarettes are so expensive and people that smoke are always complaining. I complain, but at the same time I pay, and I certainly don't bloody steal them. Anyway, the next day, I couldn't ring them that night. By the time I noticed, it was like 11 o'clock. I did try, but I couldn't get through. So the next day, and who do I get? I get an Indian lady from a call centre. I thought, this is going to be bloody torture. Ooh. So I started and I explained. And I always feel as though they don't believe me. I always feel like I've got to go the extra mile to prove it, and I can't prove it. All I could say to her was, "How long have I been with Asda now?" And she took her a while and she said 5 years. So I said, "I have never been short delivered anything in the whole," and I haven't. So anyway, I said to her, I couldn't understand why he put them in a bag. And I think I don't know if she understood me, but hopefully they do record a message. I said I wanted to tell the manager of Asda that to do the deliveries. I said I want him to know. I want him to keep an eye on that driver. And he done something on my app. Well, on the delivery part of my app, because the delivery shows up on your app. He didn't sign off on the delivery where they say the time it was delivered and the driver's name. It on the app, it looked like it was out for delivery, and then it wasn't delivered, and it just wasn't signed off. So I didn't know the driver's name, and it was weird how they didn't finish off the order. She said, well, according to this, you haven't had it delivered. I said, oh, I have. I said, but I can't tell you his name because the name comes up when he's delivered it or when he's coming to deliver it. Oh, she said. I said, look, just tell the manager of Asda, the one down the bay in Cardiff. I said, just tell him, because I said I wouldn't ever do this. Do you know, cut a long story short, I was talking a bit too much, but she said, I'm going to give you a £15 e-voucher. I said, whatever for? And she said, well, for the trouble I got to be honest, it is trouble, because I don't like ringing these, oh, who does, and then to explain something and have to get people to believe you. I just said, thank you so much. I said, I'm ever so grateful. I didn't expect anything. And then she said, check your bank statement, check your credits. You should have a refund for the 2 packets of cigarettes. If they don't, give me a ring back. So it was okay. But do you know what I think when that happens? As much as it's great that they've sorted it out, I feel like I've used up one of my credits for honesty. Do you know what I mean? I mean, I could have people, he could come back next week and nick another 2 packets, or somebody else could. And the more it happens to you, the more suspicious you'll get the light shone on you. I prefer that they didn't bloody steal them in the first place, because you use up one of your honesty vouchers, if you know what I mean. So next time they come, bag or not, I'm going to say, hang on there, mate, I'm just going to count these. And I will too, because the cigarettes are the most expensive part of my order, I'm ashamed to say. But I am cutting down. Anyway, I'm bloody blocked again on Asda now today because I wanted to spend my e-voucher and I can't get online again. I don't know, they've got a new web page, those of you. This is like Walmart in America. And they've got a new web page up and running. I think that's the trouble, but anyway, that's the end of that. Now, there we go. Let me just tell you, 25,000 immigrants have come into UK since the start of the year. Here we are now in August, 25,000. So that's 6 4. We're having about 1,000 a week in, aren't we? Yeah, we are, because that's half a year. 1,000 a week coming in on dinghies like this. Now, this dinghy, 1, 2, 3, I don't know, I can't remember, but 100 on a dinghy. So that'd be 10 dinghies a week. Oh, Emmanuel Macron came over to see Prince Charles the other week with his husband, and there was talk, and they had this agreement. He spoke to Starmer, and they agreed that for everyone that arrives, they can send one back. Whoa, God. How long is it going to take us to get... I think the country's sinking under the weight and the trouble that they're bringing. I mean, I'm not saying that British people don't have knives and stab people, but never had it before all these immigrants started, illegal immigrants. And President Trump, I don't care what anybody says, he made Starmer look like a complete idiot. He really did. I don't care if... I don't care that an American president tries to tell us how to run our country. As long as he's doing good and he's saying the right thing, I don't care who says it. He's got more clout in him and more bravery and more sense than 10 Keir Starmers. I mean, I don't care. I'm not too proud to say leave our country. I say thank you for the help. Thank you, President Trump. Really, thank you. I'm so grateful, because if he makes Starmer look a fool, so be it. He should be looking a fool. He's an ignorant, no good man. Where was I now? There's a... Hold on, I got to blow my bloody nose again. Hang on. Right, I'm back. And guess what I went and got myself a bottle of beer, a big one. So Val, if you're listening, Val P, she sent me, I think it was a long time ago now, it might have been a year, she sent me, I think it was 2 cases of beer. 12 bottles in each, pint bottles, big bottles. And I'm not much of a drinker, and of course I haven't got a fridge at the moment or a cooker. Long story, but I've been so thirsty, and I've thought, well, I'll risk a warm beer. So I've got a warm... It's rather nice. It's Oh, I can feel the effect of it now. I've only drunk a third of the way down. I'm not much of a drinker, but it's been so hot today. And James Whale died. Oh, James Whale, for those of you in America, he used to have a channel on the radio called Talk Radio. And it was in my days when I used to drink, and I did. And it wasn't just I drank too much. It was every day I'd be thinking about how early I could have my first drink. And I'd wake up in the morning sick, and I'd have a swig of either vodka or Diamond White. And I had a very bad habit. I know it was a habit because I couldn't stop. And when I got my first job, well, not my first job ever, but I got a job in Cardiff running a brothel for somebody else. And it was number 19 in West Boot Street. And I had to drive down there, of course. So that stopped me drinking. I've always said that. It was going into the brothel business that actually stopped me drinking. And I'd been drinking ever since I left my husband. So it was like from when I was 28, 29, 30. I was drinking right up until I was about 42, 43. And I was in a bit of a mess with it. And that's why I always feel so bad that I wasn't a really good mother. I could have been a better mother. But anyway, I used to listen to talk radio every night and day. And whenever James Whale was on, I'd ring in because he had a nice voice. And he used to always bring up something that I knew everything about everything. When you're drunk, you do, don't you? I used to ring him up. I just ring him up. And he never cut me off. And I swear I must have sounded like drunk, bladdered. But he never cut me off, and he was always nice to me. And if he knew I was legless, he never said anything. And I adored him from that day forward because, I used to wait for him to come on. I was addicted to the radio phone-ins, but only for James Whale. That's how nice he was. He was such a nice bloke. Well, anyway, I think it was about 4 years ago, I think his cancer came back. He lost his wife in 2000, and then he found out he had cancer in 2003, and it came back 2017. But he really did. He put up one hell of a fight. I mean, every time I think, oh, that's him gone now, as sad as it is. And then he'd be back. He was on Talk TV. He died today, he did. And it really caught me in the feels. I choked a bit because he was so nice to me. Oh, that makes me sound like he knew me. He didn't know me. I mean, I was tweeting him quite a bit as well, or Xing him. And he used to always acknowledge it with a heart, And I thought, good God, he doesn't know it. I was the drunk that used to ring all the time. Oh, dear. Oh, excuse me. Rest in peace, James. Anyway, have you been following Bridget Macron? She is a man. I believe Candace. I can't not believe Candace. Hold on one sec. Oh, dear me. I listened to all of Candace's 1 hour programmes on Bridget Macron. I heard the whole story. I've listened to the evidence of Candace, and I think that Candace Owens on YouTube, she's talked about it in, I think it's a 3-part series. And then now, she said, she sent Bridget Macron, or the Macrons, a list of questions. Just answer these questions with yes or no. They wouldn't answer. Were you born a man was one of the... were you born... yeah. And then no answer. Instead, they now are sending the lawyers after her. Now, why would they do that? Why would they send the lawyers after Candace Owens, who is extremely well known on YouTube? She's got a couple of million followers, and she's got a big audience, and she's sticking to her guns. She's done a lot of investigative work she deserves to have her word, her say. And again, they took them to court in France, the two people that uncovered it first, that told Candace, and the judge said, no, they're entitled to freedom of speech. So Macron and Macron lost that case. Now they're going for Candace. Why would they do that if Candace was lying? Why didn't they just ignore it? And why don't they just answer the questions? Why don't they just bring out a picture of Brigitte Macron before, well, any pictures of her youth, of her teenage years, of her 20s? There are no pictures out there. Anyway, I found two bits of footage and I gotta show you it because it's where is it now? Hang on a minute. I think it's here somewhere now. I've been away for so long that oh, here we go. Let's have a little look at this. I think that she's saying that's her. There she is there. Apparently she was a femme fatale. Now there she is there in the middle picture. And that's Emmanuel Macron. Look how, she's not very tall, is she? She's about 5'4". How tall is he? 5 foot. There's pictures of him there, look. I can't see it being a... Oh, I wonder what their marriage is like behind closed doors. I want to show you a bit of footage. It's here somewhere. I was looking at it. Where are you? They sped away from Windsor Castle and all their luggage fell out of the van. That's them there. I don't know. There's some footage of Brigitte walking. It might be on my other phone and I should then be able to... I'm sure I can. Let me just see if I got videos. Here we go. Come on now. Come on. Where are you? I keep so much bloody stuff. Come on, Brigitte. Where are you? Hey, look, that's a fake baby. That baby's called baby clone, like a clone. Look at the breathing. See the breathing there? That's when I was explaining to you about the mechanical breathing machine that they actually insert inside the chest. And so that is an actual fake baby that, and Harry was trying to press that little button to activate the chest. Do you remember? That's the actual chest in action. Where's Brigitte now? Right there now. No, I haven't got it, but I should have it. I should have got it by now. Oh, that's the Queen. Have I showed you that one before? Erased. She's at Epsom. I like that thing with under that hat.
Many congratulations.
You get £16. Oh, dear, God love her. Oh, God. Hang on now. Oh, gosh, I wish I could see. I would love it. Because she walks with she walks like a man. That's what I'm trying to say. And I saved 2 snippets of it to show you. Because it was just... It's quite peculiar, actually, how there's far more than a wig with long hair or to make a woman and a man a man. You know, there's all sorts of little clues, aren't there? Size of the hands, size of the feet, Adam's apple, you know, things like that. But men can't walk like women. she's mastered the art of high heels, I'll give her that. But she was walking and her legs, her knees were about 9 inches apart, like she'd got off a horse. I'll have to find it and show it to you, I will. Where am I now? Oh, I can't monetize my channel. This is not upsetting, I shouldn't say that. It's, again, another annoying little thing, because if you look at it, they are saying that I'm guilty of reusing material. Now, I don't know whose material I'm supposed to be reusing, because the only stuff I use are pictures and a couple of snippets of video. But if it's for educational purposes and it's not longer than 15 seconds, that's okay. You know, I mean, other people do it, and I'm very aware of that. So I had the opportunity to ask for a review. So I tried to get a review, and I had to make a test video, a video to say, if they tell me everything I've got to do, which I did, and it's things like, here we go. Give us examples of how you added commentary or narrative. Show videos on your channel that are noticeably different. And then I tried to upload the video of this little video that I made, explain reused content. That's the feedback. Reused content. And they won't take the video link, so I can't even upload my own video of me explaining how I make a video. And so they won't even let me. I'm so cheesed off, because it's been a whole year now and I still haven't managed to monetize. And it does take the enthusiasm out of it, because it's not just that. I'll talk. I don't need to have money to talk, but at the same time, if you get paid for something and it's coming from YouTube, and I'm not begging for money or anything, it suits me just fine. I think I'd like that very much, and I did have a good channel. I was trying to get it back again, but every time they do this to me, it just knocks me down again. And I always think, why me? What am I being punished for? And so I'll keep on trying, but I've tried again today. I've done another video with a different URL. Tried to upload that. No, the whole thing where the video is uploaded here at the bottom, I believe that's blocked. I think that they've blocked it to stop me using it. I just do. I don't know why. I don't know. Yeah, and then the different URLs. I got that information off Avid, and I can't get through. It's like as if they just shut the bloody doors off me, and it really does get on my nerves. They shouldn't do it to me. I haven't done anything wrong at all. Now, here's another thing I want to say about... Oh, that's my video talking about my... You don't want to listen to that. There's an article in the Daily Mail and saying about Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Hold on one sec. There's a lot of talk. Do you know, I found out from this article in the Daily Mail that Prince Andrew, Jeffrey Epstein said, I'm kinky, but he leaves me standing. So just something of words to that effect. And he said over 1,000 girls, and sounded to me like Andrew would shag a frog if it stopped hopping long enough. He's oversexed. He's kinky, and then Tom Bowers talked about it, and nobody sued him. But anyway, Jeffrey Epstein, the most notorious fornicator of our era, said of Prince Andrew, younger brother of the king, and at one point second in line to the throne, we are both serial sex addicts. He's the only person I have met who is more obsessed with PUSSY than me. From the reports I've got back from the women that we shared, he is the most perverted animal in the bedroom. He likes to engage in stuff that's even kinky to me, and I'm the king of kink. The nickname Randy Andy was given to him at Gordonstown, his public school, and earned because he was already sexually experienced, good-looking, and a girl magnet, and it stuck. When he was the handsome young prince returning from piloting a helicopter in the Falklands War, he was pursued by scores of swooning girls, for whom HRH stood for his royal heartthrob. It was even a term of roguish endearment, not anymore. Now, in his mid-60s, he is supposed to have slept with over 1,000 women. He shagged porn stars, actresses, models, athletes, politicians and bartenders at clubs, claimed investigative journalist Ian Halperin. According to a friend, sex is the big thing in his life, travelling all over the world as the UK trade ambassador and for other royal duties has given him access to some beautiful women, and he's taken full advantage. So, that's written in the Daily Mail. Well, the way things are going at the moment with royal families and errant princes, if that's wrong, there'll be a court order, lawsuit, whatever. I don't think they'd print that unless it was true. I mean, and Epstein couldn't have said that recently. They must have said it when when the police weren't so hot on their tail, when they all thought they'd get away with everything. I think that Ghislaine is in a easy prison now. She's gone down to Florida to some easy prison. Well, she's done about 5 years. So I suppose, make it easy for her. She's in her 60s. But I think the reason that Trump's done it, and I like him, but I got to speak as I find. I think he's going to give her an easy time so that she won't spill any beans on him. Not the Epstein scandal, but they're digging up dirt on everybody, aren't they? And I think Trump just wants it all to go away. I don't think Trump's anywhere near in the same class as Prince Andrew and Epstein. I think they were in it together up to their necks. And it's terrible that Virginia Giuffre died. That was shocking. I wonder how that happened, really. I mean, she had all that money given her from the royal purse, over 10 million, and she still couldn't find happiness. That's sad. So anyway, yeah, there's the remarks when they say that the paps caught Meghan Markle on the beach. No, they didn't. I noticed that Think Beautiful said that they had 4 paps there from different angles. She was pulling the pictures apart, which is quite rightly so. They're not genuine pictures, but I can't see TMZ sending 4 paps. I don't think that would happen. But and the sort of the look of them on the beach, all stood around in dark coloured clothing, it just doesn't look real to me. And then wait there. Yeah, that's it. Wait there. You see this here now when they had that meeting in London in a private club. Now, they would have gone in a private club because little chance of the public seeing you. Who suggested the balcony, I wonder? These two on the left, who actually, the one in the light suit works for King Charles, and the one on the one in the dark hair, I'm not sure, but the girl on the right, she is working for Meghan. She's in charge of her office. Isn't it peculiar? This one in the beige creamy suit, he looks positively shocked. The one in the middle, I don't know whose side he's on, but look at the girl. She knows, and she's looking the other way. There she is there, looking the other way. That's him. That's her. He's going to the meeting. He has no idea he's being stitched up like a kipper. Meghan Markle sent her woman over to do the talking, to ask for more money or whatever it is they wanted, and then she rang the paps. She can't hide things like this. She's a liar of the highest order. The reason she's in the news all the time is because she's lying all the time, and it's not people are looking at her because they can't get enough of her. They're just mesmerised with her, obsessed with her, whatever. It's because I can't believe that Harry married such a liar and how he's turned into just as bad. I can't believe how they had so much. She squandered every opportunity, and boy, did she have some. Nobody had more opportunities than her. She was really able to fly high with what she'd achieved. And then she goes, squandered it all away by wanting a bit more attention. I want to make money from selling my clothes. She was charging Charles for the clothes she was buying. Then she was selling them, and Jessica Mulroney was bringing her clothes over for nothing, and she was making Charles pay. There was all sorts of jiggery-pokery going on about the clothes. Meghan was making money hand over fist. That's what she wanted. She always wanted money. She's been brought up, I would think. I wouldn't say she was brought up poor, but she's been brought up with an unhealthy obsession with money. There comes a time when you've got to stop all that, because I can't ever imagine Meghan saying, I don't care what you pay me, I'm not doing that, as Meatloaf says. I won't do that. No, there's nothing Meghan won't do. So when you consider that I've been looking, I just put into Google, show me pictures of Prince Andrew and Meghan together in a picture. Nothing except when they were next to each other when she had that white pillbox hat on in Westminster Abbey. Andrew looks positively peeved, and Meghan's got that smile slapped on her face. That's the only picture, and that was in Westminster Cathedral in the audience, in the pews. Nothing. There's never been any pictures of Meghan saying hello to Andrew. Nothing at all. It seems like they stay well away from each other. Oh, I've seen Meghan say hello to everybody. Even Prince William has given her a kiss on the cheek. I don't think he would do that now, but he did at one point. Andrew never. He's never so much as spoken to Meghan from what I can see. Now, if Andrew was sex mad, which it sounds like he was, well, Meghan would be the girl. He's on Jeffrey Epstein's boats or whatever they go on, and Meghan would have been hanging around like she does, like a bad smell, ready for anything. And I bet you, in their circles, I bet that they've... And then when Andrew finished with her, he passed her over to Harry. I think that's what happened. And that's why Harry and Andrew are not friends. They're all scum. I don't class any of them. I'm getting a little bit sick of the royal family because... All right, no, Charles has not been found guilty of anything. Neither has Catherine, neither is William, and neither is Camilla. But, you know, you lie down with dogs and you do get up with fleas. And if you can't keep your own court in order, Charles, you know, it comes back to you, because Charles is going soft on Prince Harry. He's soft on him. There's no two ways about it. That meeting that day, I don't know what happened. I don't know if they just left with their tail between their legs, but I bet you it was for money. Meghan's got a meal ticket for life, and that annoys me. That really annoys me, how somebody... I mean, Christ, I can remember about a year and a half ago now, we had over 100 lies. Somebody put them onto a spreadsheet or something, and all the lies that Meghan had told. Well, since then, it's got to be in the thousands now. She doesn't care. We got married 3 days before our wedding. Such an obvious lie. Why? Because it gets retention. She doesn't care. Now, she's a compulsive liar. And that's a terrible state to be in, because it comes to it when nobody wants to believe a single word you say. I could never have that reputation. I think it's a mental illness. Hang on. Munchausen's by proxy. That's when you make yourself ill. Now, she hasn't done that, but the same, but for lying. I don't know. Now, they say she's got a... something, it's a mental issue where she just can't stop lying for attention. Doesn't care if she's caught lying, she's got the attention. Good God, it's hard work to keep up with her. Anyway, wait a second now. Harry's new gold mine. Oh, there was something that I read. This is Alison Boshoff. I don't know who she is, but anyway, I'm just going to run through it quick. Apparently, the couple are still firmly attached to the Netflix money hose. This is recently now, maybe a day or two ago. Ted Sarandos remains a huge fan of Meghan's, and his support is a powerful secret weapon. There will be a third series of the Duchess live show. Also, she can host gatherings at Thanksgiving or Christmas. The idea is to announce those in September, when the second series, already shot, of With Love drops. Meghan's multiple sources say the couple are getting a new first-look deal with the streamer, which will be in line with the $65 million deal Barack and Michelle Obama now have. It doesn't get any bigger than that. This was, what day was it? It's obscene, if this is true. And this was in the Daily Mail, let's say it was last Friday, Thursday or Friday last week. If you look at the Daily Mail, it's awful. I mean, or is this planted by Meghan? Is it another lie planted by Meghan? Because she doesn't hear lie. I got Netflix again. I cancelled it, and then I accidentally joined again. I just let it ride. I thought, oh, okay, but I will cancel it again because I don't really watch it enough to make it worthwhile. And I've just found out that there's 2 epic BBC costume dramas on at the moment on BBC iPlayer. And if you're in America, all you have to do is get a VNP. I use Turbo VPN. Turbo. They got a light version or a full fat version. It depends how fast your connection is. Install it. Do you want me to show you again how I do it? VPN. There we are, Turbo. There they are. There's orange with a white hair and white with an orange hair. That's the light version. I usually have the light because my connection isn't that. Here it is. Turbo VPN Lite. And you just tap to connect. There. Now when it's connected, there'll be a little lock and key on your top toolbar at the top of your page. There we go, we're connected, right? Now I'm in America. See the flag there? That's where I am. I'm in America. If you look at the left where the green graphs are, anyone with a green graph I can use, and this is free. Netherlands, United States, United Kingdom, Germany, Netherlands, Singapore, United States, France, Malaysia. Oh, no. As soon as I go down to Malaysia, look, and it's got a crown. See, they've got a crown, Argentina, Brazil. And the optimizing for Netflix has got a crown. I can't have those unless I pay. So I don't care because I can use any of these. And you just, if you want to change, if you want to say that you'll say, if you're in America, you'll put this server location, you'll join like that. See the little key up the top there on the right-hand side next to the bar with my signal. See that key? Now, let me just open the United Kingdom one. There we are. It's connecting to the United Kingdom now.
It really takes the pressure off knowing that I can go up to 12 hours,
Hang on,
not
one
having
sec.
to charge my device, and I can get where I need to go.
Got to put up with that one is free. There we are, connected to the United Kingdom. Now, that's what you want if you're in America or Australia. Once you're in UK like that, all you have to do is don't log off, just shut it down. There. The key's still there, you see. The turbo's still there, but it's not blocking up my screen. Then you can go to, and this is an app you can get, BBC iPlayer. Oh, I haven't installed the app on here. I've only got it on my phone. But anyway, there's an app. And you download it. I can't, yeah. Oh, there it is, open. Sorry. There it is. BBC iPlayer. And it's a free app, but you've got to be in UK to get the BBC. They ask you if you've got a television licence. Yes, you do. Right, then you just look in the search. I've got a watch list here, which I've got it on, I'm sure. Saving Lives in Card, Bleak House, Little Dorrit. And that's Claire Foy there as Little Dorrit, and she played the part of Queen Elizabeth II in The Crown, if you remember. Little Dorrit and Bleak House. And you cannot get a better drama than the BBC costume dramas. There's 15 episodes in this, and I love it. I will watch this and I'll be right in it, like a tramp on a kipper. And then Bleak House is the other one. Again, we've got about another 15 episodes. Oh, I love it. It's such a luxury to be able to watch those for nothing. It makes me so happy. I'll enjoy them twice as much when they're free. And so that's how you do it if you're in America. Just go and search for Turbo VPN app. Turbo VPN app. Find it, download it, either the heavy-duty version or the light version, or both, and then just connect. It's as simple as that. Once you've got it, go to UK, then go for BBC iPlayer, then watch, and leave your VPN running in the background like the top right-hand corner. It's quite easy, really, when you think about it. And I'd hate for you to miss anything from... BBC has some fantastic programmes, I got to be honest. Much as I despise them for charging the licence fee. But don't worry, you covered under my licence. Just tell them, not that they're going to come for you, because you've got a VPN, they won't know where you are. Right. Oh, and she's got a new product coming out next week. Oh yes, you didn't know that, did you? Well, her rancid piss-flavoured wine, looks like it anyway, is Napa Valley 2023. That's what she's charging $30 a bottle for. Next week, she's got the 2024 version. So they've obviously sold all the dregs of 2023. And now she's going for the bottom of the barrel, however much is left for 2024. And then she'll have a loose jam. Oh, God. And everyone was saying, I was looking at this. Oh, not that one, sorry. Oh, God. Right. I just want to show you something. People were saying, why is she swinging her legs like a child? Here we go. Do you know, everything on her As Ever site is the same. Same pictures, same smile. Everything is the same. Anyway, there's this little part here and people are saying, why is she... You see her swinging her legs there? A lot of people have said, oh, her ugly feet. And she has got ugly feet. I mean, she had her bunions done on the National Health, thanks. But if you look at those sandals, that's why she's doing it. Those sandals are Hermes or Hermes. And they're around about $1,000 a pair. Because the mules are around about $750. I always keep an eye on things like that. And that is those sandals. Whoops. Oh, shut up. Oh, flip. Sorry. I mustn't do that. There we are. Oh, flip. Everything's the same with her. She's so boring. But that's why she's flashing her legs. She's got a new pair of Hermes sandals on. They're quite ugly, but you can always tell a Hermes sandal because they've got a H. If you looked at those, oh, get out of here. If you look at it, even the mules, oh, shut up. Oh, I don't like it. See the H? I gotta go. Oh, I hate that. I don't like it. Right, okay, what we got here now? Crepes. I would never buy a thing that Megan made. I got loads of stuff to talk about because I've been collecting stuff all the time. Look at that one there. Look, you see? Does she really care about those children that she's gone to visit? I think she had a free plane ticket. I think that it looks good on her CV, but I don't honestly think that Meghan or Harry really care about the children. I don't at all think they care. Because if they did, they'd do something. When you're treated like a prop for the camera. She is so fake. I'm sorry to go on about her today, but she's particularly annoyed me. I wish I had Bridget Macron. You want to see these two little... Did I show you this the last time when they met each other? Yes, I did. Right, I'm going to call it a day now, but I'll come back tomorrow, I think, because I want to show you Bridget Macron. And Candace is coming for her wig. This is going to be exposed, and you don't have to worry that I'm hurting her reputation. No, I'm absolutely 100% sure that she is a man, or she was a man. She's had her Adam's apple shaved off. You've got to remember there's a lot of money to make her look like that. And if she still looks like a man, she must have really looked like a man before, and she's had it all done, hasn't she? But I despair at the people in this world that are in positions of responsibility and power, and that they don't really much care. As soon as they're in power, they just throw the rule book away. I mean, if I was in a relationship, if I was a man with another man, that would be weird. But if I was, I would definitely not court any publicity at all, because you know that what you are and what you're doing is way outside of what's morally acceptable. I'm not saying broad-minded, do what you like. I've always not cared what other people do with their lives. It's none of my business. But if I was French and my president was walking around with another man on his arm and trying and lying to us, obviously, and trying to pass his wife off as a woman or his husband off as a woman, then I'd be really annoyed. Keir Starmer, he's the weakest Prime Minister. He's got a voice, he's got his sinuses messed up, and he's got a terrible voice. But for all of you that don't like President Trump, I've got a proposition for you in America and for Australia. I forgot who your Prime Minister is now, but it'll come to me. Would you... No, I don't want Australia's Prime Minister. I want America's President. Would you like to swap? If you don't like Trump, would you like to send him over to here in UK? Because he's very fond of UK. Because his mother was Scottish. I did read a documentary on her, and she was really Scottish, and she went to America, and then she met Fred Trump, and it used to be Trump with an F on the end. Trump, like German. Trump. He took the F off. But we'll have Trump, no problem at all. He's not in it for the money. He doesn't want paying. He'll do it because he wants to make the world a better place. That's all he's doing. And some of his movements some of his ideas and his policies, they may pinch a bit, but he's only looking after America and maybe a bit UK, far better than Biden would. Biden didn't even know. I hope he's all right, the old codger. I do hope he's all right, but nobody wants to mention or wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. But I hope he's okay, and we'll take President Trump off your hands. That would be so good. And notice how easy President Trump's going on Harry and Meghan. He doesn't like either of them, but he's doing it out of respect for QE2 and probably Prince Charles as well. And Prince William, he just doesn't want to rock the boat for them. They've got enough on their plate. I agree, they have got enough on their plate, but this comes with the territory. If you've got a job that the responsibilities are large, and you get the life of luxury to do the ambassador jobs that are very difficult at times, you have to be diplomatic. You've got to read the polls, read the room, have a listen. Charles knows, and William knows. They know what's going on. They know every poll that I've ever seen in any paper. I've always completed it, Do you think Harry and Meghan should be welcomed back? Nope. And all this, But they read them. They do their own polls. And William knows that Harry can't really come back. And if they're trying to tell us, like feeding us this information, dribs and drabs, they're just laying the way right for Harry to come back without Meghan. No, don't even want him without Meghan. Don't want him without Meghan. Don't want him with Meghan, without Meghan. And the children, DNA tests. When the Queen said you can't have a half in, half out. Well, I'm saying, on behalf of the British people, you can't bring those children unless you have them DNA tested and their birth certificate's visible. It's so many things are wrong. And I can't stand it when the people know, like Charles knows and William knows, but he hasn't got the power just yet. But Charles knows that we want answers. And yet he goes out and he ignores it. And because the old codger got cancer, I tend to think, he's got cancer. I tell you what, Camilla, she hasn't done a thing wrong. I mean, I know, please don't go on about it, but I've always liked Camilla. Ever since I wrote to her twice, and she wrote back twice. She told me that my card that I sent her of apple blossoms, she called them adorable. Incredible. I do write to people now and again, I don't know why. I know why. It was after Diana died, and they called her the Rottweiler, and they were calling her some terrible names, and she didn't kill Diana. There's always been a big question mark over who killed Diana, but I don't think it was Camilla. Nothing to do, whatever was done, if anything was done, it was nothing to, Camilla didn't have any say in it, and I don't really think anyone killed Diana. I think that, she allowed herself to be very insecure. She had a bodyguard, and he was Welsh, Rhys Jones, wasn't it? Something Rhys Jones. He lived, but I don't hear from him now at all. Harry can't keep doing things like the things he's been doing. Hang on, let me get my glasses on now. He looks like such an idiot when he does it. Here we go. Why, Harry? There's Diana. This is in Angola. This was in 1996. And here we are, 20 years later. We've got this little runt trying to look important. Those signs that they've stuck up there saying danger, mines, and the skull and crossbow, they were dug in the earth just before he did the pap walk. Because, thanks to Diana, all of them have been removed in that area, that part of Angola. And, that they've moved on to other areas now. They put those poles up, those are the old poles, and they put new signs on the top. And he's shocking. They've done that just to make it a worthy. And the way he walks, don't look at the camera. Wear your common little wooden bead bracelets just to show you're just an ordinary person. We see it, Harry. I know what you're up to. Anyway, I'm all right now. That's what else have I got going wrong in my life? Oh, I tell you what I could do tomorrow. I'll only do a 5-minute video, but just to let you know how I'm being tortured. I am being tortured. Not as bad as Nelson Mandela or, people like that, but it is torture. And I'll do a quick video tomorrow when they start hammering their old bloody generator and then bricks down the hopper and scaffolding. Mind you, there is one silver lining. When the noise goes off, they're all singing. And I think that's really lovely because they are very happy boys. Mind, it could be because the Ernest Willow, the pub, is 10 yards over the road. Maybe they go to the pub every day and sing in the afternoon. I don't know. But they are a happy bunch, and I like that. I'm glad they've got a happy workspace. Maybe I'll have to buy some earplugs. Maybe I will. I don't know. Otherwise I'm gonna go out of my mind. I did go deaf, but I think I'm used to it now. And like I said, I've had a hearing aid. So and your hearing does go as you get older, doesn't it? I was thinking yesterday, I think it was. I was thinking, well, I tell you what I actually watched a documentary on YouTube about Louis XIV. Now, Louis XIV of France is the king who built the Palace of Versailles, that beautiful palace. And he was called the Sun King. And he was, let me see if I can find this, because I always like this documentary. It actually did blow me away, because I had no idea. Now, I as you know, Tommy's arrested again. Tommy Robinson, and he got a cut on his face. They're not going to be happy until they've locked him away. Locked him away forever. Oh, dear God. He didn't knock that bloke out. He didn't. We just, I've got, if you look in my, if you look, wait there, here we go, history. If you look in my playlists, I've got a lot of playlists. There they are, they're all there. View all playlists. And I save anything here. Now, royals, I've got a royal playlist. Anything about the royals. I should delete that, because that's, there we are, and things like that. I want to show you the one about, the Sun King. He was apparently the epitome of fitness, and he was gorgeous looking, very handsome, black glossy hair, and he used to dance for 6 hours a day and things like that. Hang on, I'm going to get it. It must be down the... Let me see, Louis the 14th in there. Louis, Louis. And his 14th is 10. V. No. There, V. That's it, isn't it? There we go. This one. It was this one. The bizarre case of Louis the 14th
was called
the Sun King who rotted alive. Well, it's about... No, was it only 30 minutes? Well, it seemed like a lifetime. Well, it was shocking. And they were talking about him having a pistol, is it? When you get another hole coming out of your behind. And I was like this, you know. And then after it finished, I was quite horrified, because from being this young, fit, dancing for 6 hours, you know, vain, gorgeous king that everybody wanted to be seen with, he was the perfect king. He basically died because there were no antibiotics in the 16th century, were there? I think antibiotics were invented, or were discovered, I should say, in 1945. 1940, they were given to the forces in the Second World War. 1945 to the ordinary people like us. Not that long ago. You know, if you think about it, when your grandmother was young, if she had got a serious infection like salmonella or MRSA, they would have died. And mind you, I still believe it. I think that if you eat the mold off cheese, you're all right. You're going to be all right. At least if I was in a terrible state with an infection and no doctor, I'd be letting my cheese go mouldy. I would, because I think there's penicillin in mould. So he started rotting from the inside out. He had gangrene. He had this big pistol. He endured 3 operations with no anaesthetic and no painkillers, and they literally cut big chunks out of his backside, and he endured that by just biting on a piece of wood. I was thinking about this afterwards, and I thought, good God, you want to stop complaining, Said? You think how lucky you are. Because even though I say, God, I'm 69, you know, I'm not getting any younger. Yes, I got varicose veins on my legs now, but, you know, I got some Hydroid cream, and I slather that on, and it seems to push them all back in. And we've all got the medicine that we need. For instance, if you get a prickly heat rash, you can just put a bit of steroid cream or something on them. You know, there's all sorts of medicines that you can treat yourself with, or you can go to see the doctor about. But if you had really well, I haven't got any serious things wrong with me, really. No, not really. I mean, I got varicose veins, and I got, I tell you, I got eczema on my feet. Pompeylox eczema. Yeah, that's coming up again in the hot weather. My mother used to get it as well. On my hands, it's like your skin peels off. Only the dry skin. There's no scabbing, nothing like that. It's just your skin peels off, and then if you don't get rid of that and scrub your feet and do all the right things, these pustules come up. They do, like purple spots with like liquid in them, like burns. And the doctor, when I went to see him, he gave me steroid cream and some purple gingivitis tablets that you put in the water, turns the water purple, turns everything purple, and you've got to put your feet in it all afternoon. And then the doctor said to me, guess where else they use that purple stuff for? He said they used it on Indiana Jones to paint the set, to make it look old. I said, so soaking my feet in my feet will make them go old, will it? That's what he said to me. Yeah, I only soaked them once. It was just a nightmare to get the purple ink off. But my mother had the same stuff when she had gingivitis, when my poor mother lost her teeth when she was in her early 20s. And I never really thought about it. That's why I'm so obsessed with teeth, because I remember my poor mother having purple tongue and purple gums when I was just, 4, 5, 6 years of age. It was awful to see her. And she'd had all her teeth out then. That didn't work. And then she had dentures. And I really hated that for my mother. She was a very attractive woman, but no, she was still okay with the teeth, but you still prefer the real teeth, don't you? And she never had a chance, lover, because of modern medicine wasn't around then, So the poor old Sun King, they had to spend millions of pounds on perfume, and they changed the flowers in the Palace of Versailles every couple of hours to try and get rid of the smell, because they couldn't do anything about it. He was just rotting. He rotted to death. Oh, God, it's awful, isn't it? So don't complain if you don't feel too well. At least you're not King Louis. At least you're not the Sun King. Anyway, I'll see you soon. I'm sorry for rabbiting on. When I start talking, I can't bloody shut up. I texted my daughter this morning. I said, I'm going to send you a box of stuff I've been saving for you. No answer. And then I text her again and say, are you busy? No answer. And I have to text her 3 times and practically beg her. And then she answers, oh, sorry. She says, we're on holiday. So I replied, oh, there's lovely. Where are you? Are you with your father? Are you with Dad? No answer. I don't know if she's genuinely busy, which I'm sure she is with 4 children, or whether she's just ignoring me to punish me or something, just because she doesn't like me or something. And I'm determined I'm not going to bite. I'm not going to say, will you bloody answer me? Do you know, if I go through my old texts to Caris, every text, I've asked her about 3 questions, keep it light, keep it easy, and they're not nosy questions. It's just like, did you go visit your dad for your holidays, when you coming back, how's the children, how's their schooling? Just doesn't answer at all. Oh, there's something else I wanted to say too. Another thing that's been putting me off coming up and talking is that last week, I think it was, I don't know when, Sunday last week, there's a channel on YouTube, and this girl, she doesn't know me, I don't know her, and I don't really want to talk about it to give her any publicity, but her last video, what's her name now? Her name was Helly Games. I think you can still find Helly, Hellegames. What a nasty little girl she is. What a nasty. I don't care what she says about me. I do not care. But I've never given the girls that worked for me their real names, ever. I've only ever used the names that they used, And I think at one time I must have said something. I must have, because if I hadn't said anything, nobody would have known. So I've got to take the blame for this, and I do. That one of the girls that worked for me was one of the X Factor's angriest contestants. Now, Jackie, who I call her Jackie, she has definitely got a mental health issue. I know she has. And it's nothing that she can survive. She's okay. She can do everything. But she's just got a few little quirks that I understand. I said to her one day, I said, I think you're autistic or you've got a ADHD or something. There's something not right. I know there is. It's just the way she is. She loves animals, but she saw a dog in the pub one day, and she took the lead off the person because we were talking to him, and she started tugging and yanking on this dog's lead. I know she didn't know how to handle the dog, but I said, Jack, don't do that, you'll hurt him. And then she didn't do it anymore. But it's just those little things that make me think, oh, Jackie. Anyway, after she'd been working for me at the parlour about, I don't know, she didn't drink when she first came there at all. And then after about a year, the stress got to her. There was a lot of things happening in her life. And, well, when she came to me for a job, one of the girls came to see me in my office, and she said, there's somebody at the door to see you, she wants a job. All right, it said. So I stood up and went to the door, and she was stood at the door with her boyfriend. Eve. Always a bad sign. Don't want it, because it just gives you complications that you just don't want. Even if the boyfriend says, oh, I'm easy, I'm fine. I don't like him then. I won't like him, because he's obviously putting her in as a pimp. And I mean, it's bad enough that she's, well, I run a business. He's just pimping off her. But she came there with her boyfriend, Mark, and all sorts of things. And after about a year, after she had this, she had a baby called Kimberly, and then she came back to work, and she started drinking Jim Beams. And then her crazy little thoughts started coming out, but I always understood Jackie. I've known her now, and I speak to her weekly. I've known her now for 20 years, more than that actually, more than 20 years. And I've kept in touch. She's one of the few people I keep in touch with. Anyway, this woman who's got this channel, Helly Games, she doesn't know Jackie. She looked her up and found all her videos on YouTube. Now, Jackie doesn't know how to use the internet. I was shocked the other day because I always text her or ring her, or she rings me or texts me. And I said, why don't you let me show you how to use WhatsApp? And she sent me a WhatsApp message, said, I can use it now, Belle. I said, good God, I don't know who showed her. And it's only a matter of time now, I suppose. How old is she now? She's about 49 now, 20 years younger than me, before she finds out how to use YouTube. And if she found this girl's channel, she would be hurt beyond belief. She still drinks, yeah, she still drinks, but she's more aware of it now, and she won't walk out in the street like she did. Everything, when she was on the X Factor and she got a lot of things happened. The newspapers came to the door, and I made 2,000 quid because I gave them information that where to find Jackie, and she still hasn't forgotten that, even though I've given it her back, but she's still mad. You know, well, they were going to pay her more. They were going to give her 5,000, and when they came to see her, they said, how much do you want? They don't tell you what they're going to do. How much do you want? And she said to them, and this is no word of a lie, she said, I want a pair of Christian Dior sunglasses. Well, she never mentioned money. And unfortunately, very sadly, they didn't even buy her the Christian Dior sunglasses because there's lots of different varieties. They never gave her the glasses, and they didn't give her any money because they knew that she wasn't all there. So what I did then was I bought her a pair of Christian Dior sunglasses, and but I didn't give her the money. I said, Jackie, you only had to say to them you want 5 grand and they would have given it you. But You know, that's Jackie. But anyway, I'm still on her side. She, this girl, Helly Games, has gone through all these videos. Jackie didn't make the videos. There's a crowd of boys who live in Ely in Cardiff, and they call themselves Ely Boys. I don't even know them. They weren't customers at the parlour. No, they were private clients of Jackie's. And they used to meet her on the street and take videos of her and then edit it and put music to it and then make video. Very gifted. You've only got to look at them and you think, well, no, there's no way Sadie could do that. But they've made all sorts of videos and put them up onto YouTube. And if Jackie finds those, well, they're nothing to do with me, but if she finds that bloody video that Helly Games put up, I'll recommend Jackie that she sues Helly Games because she's really bloody nasty to her. So then, having listened to this video from Helly Games, it wasn't nice. I then thought, well, there's people out there going through my videos with a fine-tooth comb. There are. It's proof. And that's why I keep being unable to monetize my channel. Everything I say, they'll find something to report me about, like that little bit of music that was playing then. Would you really, if you were me, would you want to put yourself out onto YouTube and talk and talk and talk? And I love talking and I got no secrets. But when you got somebody that's pulling everything you say to bits, finding something that's a little bit borderline, and then reporting you to YouTube and get your channel taken down. I mean, it's happened 10 times to me, maybe more. I just haven't got the energy to keep doing it again. So I'd rather stay unmonetized and have a bit more freedom because they don't hit you so hard, YouTube, if you're not monetized. But at the same time, why should I not monetize? Why should I have to not monetize if other people can monetize? That's the way I'm looking at it. You see, so that's the difficulty that I've been in for the last week or two, thinking, is there ever going to be an easy ride on YouTube? Or could I give up YouTube altogether and find another job online that would supplement my pension, and then, you know, maybe I can save up one day and get a few things that I need, you know, because it's a bit of a hard job at the moment trying to just get fair play on the internet, you know, and then I think, why should I give people ammunition to beat me with when all I'm doing is trying to entertain my friends by telling them stories, and that's all I'm doing. Nothing bad about that. I hope I make a lot of people happy, and I think I do. And if you don't like me, you don't have to listen to me. There's no ads that you have to sit through. You can just turn me off or block me. I don't care. I really don't care, because I know that there's so many lovely people in my subscribers that send me such lovely messages. Oh, and I want to say thank you to Alice Sings. God love her. She sends me money every month like I'm a kept woman, or like I'm in prison and my commissary. Thank you, Alice. Thank you very much. You don't have to, darling. And again, thanks to Val for the beer. And thanks to Rudy Bell for the Welsh cakes. And I also had I still got it. It's a air fryer and a liquidizer and a CD player. And you know what, my flat is so dirty, and I keep going on about it, but every week is worse. Last night I saw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, about 11 cobwebs hanging down now. They're hanging down about 1.5 foot. And I just don't bloody care. There's something about me at the moment that I just haven't, my get up and go is not around, you know? And I know it's probably something else wrong with me, but I'm fine as long as people just don't make my life any harder than it is, you know? I'm fine. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow, I hope. And I will try and make a video with the background noise of a generator and some scaffolding being put up. I'll just I'm suffering, why shouldn't you? That's spiteful, isn't it? That's how I feel at the moment, spiteful. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow or sometime soon. Thank you for listening. Cheerio!